Good morning. Assalamualaikum. Please on your video so I can see you all.
Morning, Prof.
Good morning. How are you? Everybody's okay? First class Monday morning. You are which trimester? First or second? Most of you.
Second, I'm second.
The second. I think most of you are second, right? Okay, I'm not sure how many students are there registered for this class, but in the meantime, please write your name and matrix number to record your attendance. I will capture it later. Okay, this is the first class. So today we will look into the outline for this course, the course learning outcome, outline for this course, the assignment that you are supposed to do, group assignment, individual assignment, and the quiz. I'll put up some introductory overview of the course, and then we should introduce ourselves first. Okay, anybody who have attended any of my class before? I don't think so. This is everybody. This is first time that you see me. Okay, Anmanuvel. Yeah, please on your video. Okay, my name is Ahmad Shahrudin Abdul Latif. Okay, I joined Putra Business School since 2018. Before that, I was from University Malaysia Kelantan. Anybody coming from University Malaysia Kelantan? No, yeah. Okay, I was from University Malaysia Kelantan since 2014. Before 2014, I was in the industry. I run my own software developing house. I develop software commercially, and then I was a contractor, IT contractor for the government since 2002. Yes, since 2002. That was 14 years I was running my own entrepreneurship. I was an entrepreneur in IT. I was involved in software development and running government projects, private projects. Before that, for 10 years, I was in the corporate sector. Corporate sector, my background during while I was in corporate sector, I was wearing the accounting cap. Yeah, I was involved in accounting. I work in banks as internal auditors. I work in corporate sectors as financial controller, as financial planners. Before I move into my own business, I run IT business for 14 years, and then I hold my PhD in information technology and quantitative sciences. My area of research is knowledge modeling. Knowledge modeling is part of knowledge management, which involves modeling knowledge for use by artificial intelligence system. Yeah, artificial intelligence system we call intelligent systems. Yeah. So my PhD is in the project for my PhD involves developing knowledge models for Islamic banking products because I come from banking sector. I was involved in the opening up of banks in Ghana, Guinea, and Albania. And then that is all about me. If you want to get detail, you can ask later. But I would like you to introduce yourself to me so that I can gauge my delivery for the class. Can start with Mr. Guan Jipo.
Morning, Prof. I'm Guan Ji. I used to study in National University of Singapore. So I've been working in Singapore after graduate for about 7 years. So I came back end of last year to take my MBA full time. Yeah. So currently now I'm in. Actually, I'm from JB, Johor Bahru, but now I moved into Sedang to initially I thought it would be a face-to-face class, but so far still haven't. So I'm stuck here because I can't go back JB also.
Okay. Okay, which area are you? Which field do you come from?
Mechanical. My degree is in mechanical engineering. So in Singapore, I work in two industry. The first is 5 years in construction, and 2 years in automotive, service as a service advisor.
Okay, very good. Okay, Miss Habibah.
Good morning, Prof. and everyone. My name is
Morning.
Tapipa. I earned my degree from UiTM Gumun, which was in 2011, and I've been working since then. Currently, I'm on my sabbatical leave. I'm working for the state government, and I am currently in Kelantan.
Okay, you are currently in Kelantan. Okay, which department do you work in Kelantan?
District office,
District office. Which district?
Bachok.
Bacho. Okay. I actually I spent quite a number of years in Kelantan. I studied in Kelantan in my secondary school, and I was teaching in Kelantan in the University of Kelantan for about 5 years. Okay, Miss Nur Ainul Shafika.
Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Nur Ainul Shafika. I did my degree in UPM under the course of BBA. I interned in Petronas Group Digital. In terms of working experience, I haven't had much experience. Currently, I'm looking for a job.
Okay. Your area is what area were you? Your discipline?
Marketing.
Marketing. Okay. Thank you very much. Miss Tan Chao Hua.
Okay, good morning, Prof. My name is Tan Zhao Hua, and I'm a fresh grad from UPM. And my degree is in Park and Recreation Science. So I don't have a working experience, just an intern experience.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Miss Norazmin Farzana.
Good morning. Good morning, Prof. and my fellow classmates. My name is Nurazmi Frazana. I graduated from Victoria University, but in collaboration with Sunway College back in 2019. And then after that, I worked for a while as a graduate trainee under the Human Resource Department. And now I'm doing full-time MBA.
Okay.
I'm currently based in Johor.
Okay. What is your field of this study? Your degree?
It is business management and innovation.
Business management. Okay. Miss Alia Zainal.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning. My name is Ali Zainal. I graduated my degree in 2017 at UPM, BBA. But I've been working for over 10 years in retail, oil and gas, and currently I'm in the technology sector, in which we do a bit of IT, mainly big data infrastructure as well as digital media. I am currently working. I am also doing MBA full time because in IT they allow us very flexible timing. So that's it. Yeah, I'm currently based in Bangi.
Okay, based in Bangi. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Amanuvel.
Very good morning, Prof. Friends. My name is Emmanuel. You can address me M. I'm attached to federal government, and full-time student for MBA corporate governance. Okay. And my degree is in accounting.
Your degree is in accounting. Which government department do you work in?
Basically, I'm an audit, but I'm attached to Kementerian Dalam Negeri, KDN.
Okay, KDN. Okay, Miss Najwa Amani.
Assalamualaikum, good morning, Prof.
Assalamualaikum.
My name is Najwa. I used to study in Uniten for degree in accounting, and I used to work for 1 year in as administrator in the Department of Business Development and Marketing. And right now I'm fully full-time student.
Okay. Your background again, or this your
Accounting.
accounting too. Okay. Okay, so today we will cover the I will share my screen. Okay, none of you are registered with the Open Learning yet, right? Okay, I will share the screen of the Open Learning and then we go from there. Okay, this is the Open Learning screen. Once you are registered with Open Learning, you fully registered, and then they will give you access to the Open Learning system, and then you will have access to this page. Okay, okay. In this page, this is the home page. We covers the course information, the learning outcome for this course. Yeah? There are 3 learning outcomes. So at the end of this course, you will be able to recommend innovative and suitable information system solutions for organizational decision making. And then you will be able to appraise the impact of management information system for organizational competitive strategies. So, and then thirdly, you will be able to organize and exchange information using digital platform. You must understand that what is management information system. Management information system is okay, look at it. Today, for management and business purposes, we use a lot of technology, especially information technology. Okay, management information system is actually encompass all the technology that are being used and then future that can be used in the past, present, and future in management and business activities. So it covers all. So it will cover your customer relationship management system. It will cover your enterprise resource planning system. It will cover your supply chain management system. It will cover your life cycle management system. It will cover your big data. It will cover your data analytics. It will cover your artificial intelligence system that you use. It will cover IoT. It will cover RFID. Whatever technology that is being applied in management and businesses will be covered in the course of management information system. So it is very broad, but although it is broad, so because it is broad, so it will be more breadth than depth. So it will be more breadth than that. But although it is more breadth, it is not similar to what you have learned in your degree level, because your degree level is you are supposed to understand and able to analyze. But for MBA level, you need to be able to evaluate and at least do some proposal on technologies that need to be applied for your management and business purposes. Particularly, we look at our course learning outcome in recommending IT solutions, information system solutions in organizational decision making. You know that management is about decision making. So how do you provide innovative and suitable information solutions towards organizational decision making? So you may use data analytics, yeah, to help you making decision. You require decision support systems, yeah. And then the second one is how when you apply particular strategies, competitive strategies, for example, designing new business model, applying uh, uh, financial technologies, for example. So how does it impact in terms of the organizational competitive strategies? And then the third goal is actually you need to be fair, and you should avoid, you should prevent or you should throw away any phobia on using digital platform. So as such, you should be able to organize and exchange information using digital platform. Okay, so this is the so from in the open learning. Okay, this is the course information or course learning outcome is provided in the home page, in the first page. In the announcement page, I provide the link for your class. Okay, we will be using the same link. This is the link for section MGT 7102 section 1 Monday class. So if we change class, for example, in replacement of a public holiday or somehow, you are still in the Monday class. So you will still be using the same link. So whenever there is a class, you just use the same link. It is a recurring, this is a recurring meeting. So you can meet anytime, you can change anytime, but we use the same link. Okay. And then, okay, this is the course feed where you can share your opinion. You want to discuss, you put up your thoughts with your friends. And then this is the learning activities. Okay. We begin with about this course, why you learn management information system, because it covers this course covers all levels of operation. Yeah. So because information system is involved in collecting, processing, and storing data. So management will aggregate and manage this data. So you will need to uh, manage or organize information in order to make decision making, especially during this IR 4.0 revolution, where you concentrate on alignment information system with the business goals, with your business goals. Yeah. So this is about this course, and then your learning outcome. Okay, for the learning outcome number one, where you need to recommend innovative and suitable information systems, it is covered by these topics. We have these topics. Today we'll cover management decision making, and then maybe next week we will start on even if we have time today, we'll also cover information systems today. Then we move on into organizations and information systems to relate the organization and the information systems, and then what are the information technology infrastructure there are, and then what are the database and information management and networking and internet. Okay, for CRO number two, which is to appraise the impact of MIS on the organizational competitive strategies. It will be covered by topics of organizational competitive strategy, the enterprise systems, or we call it enterprise resource planning system, supply chain management system, customer relationship management systems, and electronic commerce. So every day, today, I think, especially during this pandemic, everybody is using electronic commerce. Yeah. So for CLO3, which is to organize and exchange information using digital platform, it will be covered by topics on data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. This is the 4 years of information from data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. And then we will cover topics on knowledge management systems and intelligence systems, social media and collaborative tools. We will cover about information security, and also the ethical and social issues in information systems. So, okay, we look into course outline. This is your course outline. This is based on CLO1, CLO2, CLO3. So this is the number of hours that you will spend on each course. You are expected to do some independent learning using the open learning system, or your guided learning using the open learning system, and then you read external resources, external materials, number of hours. Okay, and then we will look into your continuous and final assessment. For this course, you will have, okay, this is your final, your assessment. You will have quiz. From time to time, you will have quiz. There are 3 quiz actually throughout this course. And then, okay, if we look at your timetable, you should finish by, you should complete by 26th of July. Yeah, 26th of July. So your final presentation day will be on 26th of July. So, from today until the 26th of July, you will have 3 quizzes. So each quiz bears 10% marks, but we will average it out, and then we will give you total 10%, maximum 10% marks from the quizzes. And then you will have your individual assignment, which you have to do. Okay, the individual assignment, bear in mind that it carries 30% marks in order to the requirement, fit to the requirements of CMI, Chartered Management Institute. I think you are aware that you will obtain membership of the CMI, Chartered Management Institute, as chartered managers. So the assessment that CMI will look into is on your individual assignment. That's why it carries 30% marks. And then you will have your group assignment, which is 20% marks. And then you have 10% for group presentation. Although the group presentation is done by group, but it is individually marked, meaning that you'll be given mark during your presentation. So everybody must present. Those doesn't present doesn't have that mark, doesn't carry that mark. So total still 30%, meaning from the group assignment 20%, and then group presentation 10%. And then your final examination is 30% marks. The total we have 100% marks. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so we'll proceed. We'll look into your individual assignment. Okay. Okay, I will, before we move into individual assignment, I will talk to you about business value. What is business value? So your individual assignment is about business value. Here you forget about the website first, because it's about designing of a website. But the focus is on business value. So let's share our ideas. So okay, I'll stop sharing this screen first. Let's discuss about business value. Okay. My method of teaching, actually, I will call names. Okay, it's easy for you. I can see all 8 of you. Okay, but I will be calling names. So there are times that I have larger number of students, maybe 39 students and so on. So I don't see everybody, but I will be calling names. And then when I call names, I expect you to interact with me. I will throw in some question, and then we will do interaction. If I don't see the page, when I don't see the video, when I call names 3 times, there is no response, I assume the person is not attending, means not in the class, because you're supposed to attend the class, because this is a face-to-face class. Because we do this Zoom because of this COVID-19. Otherwise, it's supposed to be a face-to-face class. You're supposed to be in class, actually. Okay. Okay, now we talk about business value. What is your idea of business value? Maybe Mr. Guan Ji Po can tell me. What is Guan Ji? What is business value to you?
Business value, is it the value proposition of a business? So what's unique about the business and what it offers to the customer?
Okay, it is correct. It is what it offers to the customer. But there is the term, when if you study marketing, we call it unique value proposition, or there is a value proposition. Okay, business value in this term is not necessarily be unique. If it is unique value proposition, then you have this U upfront. If you don't have the U, meaning it is not unique. It is still a business value or value proposition. Value proposition is what you provide to your customer, or what provide to your client, and so on. So a business value is what you deliver to the customer. So what is the difference between business value and the product, for example? What is the difference between value and the product? Say, what is the value or price? Some people cannot distinguish between value and price. For example, mineral water. What is value of mineral water? to anybody. Alia, what is the value of mineral water?
Um, Value maybe covers both tangible and intangible punya aspect. So maknanya macam water, maybe we buy RM1 of it, but the value it quenches the thirst satu. Lepas tu other than that, it keeps you from dying. Tak dying mati. So you know that's
The correct answer is to quench your thirst. The value of water, of mineral water, is to quench your thirst. The RM1 is a price. Is the price. The price is one. Okay, people are willing to pay RM1 or RM2 for the water because of the value. You exchange the value with the price. So willingness, people's willingness to what do you call it, to impart or to pay something is because of the value. So it's to quench your thirst actually. Oh, oh, the value of a car is actually it would be able to deliver you from point A to point B. That is the value. So that is the when you talk about business value, it's the value that provided by the business. Okay. So we'll go back to our screen, our assignment. Our assignment is about to visit a website of your choice and explore it thoroughly. Identify the business value of the website. So because what is the purpose of you doing of anybody or any company having a website or maybe a government agency? Why do you need to have a website? It is a value that provides to the business. It is the value that the website provides to the business. For example, it is meant to do marketing. So with a website, with by having a website, it promotes your company to the people, or allow or create awareness. People is not aware that you exist. When you have a website, people aware that you exist, or anything. Or it can also be a place where you can do transaction. So that is the business value of the website to the business or of the organization. So the organization has some business, and the business have and the business has a website. This website must have value because we spend money. Organization, corporate body spend money to maintain the website, because you need hardware, you need software, you need place to host the website, you need a domain name, and so on. So we have a recurring expenses. So it need to provide value to the business. If it doesn't provide value to the business, there is no, if you talk about accounting, there is a matching convention. So expenses must be tied up to a revenue. So there must be revenue that that can that can support the sustaining of the website. So in order to do that, the website must provide business value, yeah, to reciprocate. So your assignment is based on the value that it is supposed to provide. Appraise the various functions provided by the website, because okay, it is supposed to do promotion, for example. So in order to do promotion, what functions should there be in the website? What function should there be in the website in order for it to provide the value? If it is supposed to do transaction meaning that the transaction is conducted on the website, for example, an e-commerce, what are the functions? You need to have a card, you need to have a payment gateway. So those are the functions that it should be there in the website. If it is about promotion, at least you should have photo or images of your products. If it doesn't have images of product, you cannot do product promotion. And so you look into the various functions provided by the website, and then you need to identify the design shortcoming. The design shortcoming, so based on the function, you see that it doesn't fit in certain function it's supposed to. That is called shortcomings. So the best way to do this assignment is to find a website that is not perfect. If you get a perfect website, then it's difficult for you to find the shortcoming. Find an easy website. There is a lot of mistakes. Say this, the purpose of this website is to do this, and then that the value is this, and then it's supposed to have this function, but it doesn't have this function. So these are the list of the shortcomings. From the list of shortcomings, you need to propose a new website. When you propose a new website, you did not use the same name. For example, if the website that you pick up is IKEA, you don't use IKEA, you use your own name. You can, instead of IKEA, you change it to Alia, for example. So you name your own website. You can use Wix or WordPress to design. Okay, for Wix and WordPress, they have free site. They provide you free site. Don't subscribe to the domain site. You don't have to buy any domain. You don't have to subscribe any, because you only need maximum about 4 pages minimum. Yeah, very 4 pages minimum. So you will cover CLO number CLO 3 actually. CLO 3, yeah. This will cover CLO 3. So and then there are several videos on the web that could help you develop the website. So I provided some videos here. Below you have how to use Wix, yeah, to develop your website, and then for beginners, and then there is a WordPress step by step. But you don't have to confine to WordPress or Wix. You can use any other uh, tools if you want to. But I recommend I put here WordPress and Wix because they are easy. And then you need to provide a report. The report should comprise of this cover page, should have the table content, executive summary, background information of the website, value of the website. You need to tell the value of the website to the firm, the function of the website performed in the business, because value and functions are different things. Like I told you, the value is what it delivers to the business, and then the function is what it carries out. Yeah, by the what the website carries out in relation to the value, and then what was the shortcomings, and then you take screenshot of the earlier website that you have picked, and then you put up a new recommendation for your new website, advantages of your new website against the old website, and then screenshot of minimum 4 pages for conclusion and recommendation. Please follow this format, because I will later provide you a rubric, because every part of this format have marks. Yeah, so the number of words is 2,500 minimum to 3,000 maximum. If you exceed a few hundred above to 3,000, it is okay. Font, 12 point, 1.5 spacing, 1.5 point spacing, and then you need to put citation. There is also marks for citation. And then the assessment marks is 30%, and your submission is 19 July 2021. Okay, you will have to post your or upload your report here in the PDF format. In your report, you should provide the link, yeah, of the website, and then I can go through the website and then look into the report, compare against your report. Okay, this is an individual assignment, 30% marks. Any question on this assignment?
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes.
You mentioned that it's a minimum of 4 pages, but does it have a maximum? Like,
no maximum. The 4 pages is not the assignment. Yeah, the 4 pages is the website.
The website, the website.
Not the report, the website. 4 pages of the website. It's a minimum, so there is no maximum. But I don't think you can do much anyway, because when you use a free site from Wix or WordPress, there is a ceiling of number of, but the ceiling is not in terms of pages, in terms of size, in terms of data size. Okay, any other question? before we move on to your group assignment. Okay, Najwa, okay, Guan, Alia, okay, everybody is okay. So I will move to your group assignment. But you can get back to me for your group for your assignment. You can also I think you can form a WhatsApp group later. Yeah, get a leader from WhatsApp group. You can add my number. I'll give you my number later. Or you can also email to me if there is any question. Okay, your group assignment. Your group assignment is you have because you and only have up to today you I think you have only about how many of you? Eight students. Eight students. Eh? One, two, three, four, five. Okay, only eight students. Yes. Okay. Let me check. Okay, we only have eight students. Okay, so you can break it into two groups. Yeah, two groups for each for four members each group, and then you can pick because there are five options here. So your group assignment there are five options. You only pick one of the case. It is a case study. It is a case study, but it covers different topics of this course So you can have a minimum of three, maximum of five. By looking at your number is eight. It is best that you break into two, so you can have four and four. Yeah. So each group will have to select one of the case below. This one I need to edit this. There is a case. Okay, you need to book the case. Yeah. You need to you send your WhatsApp to book the case so that only one group will select a particular case. Okay. Okay, we look into case number one. Okay, the case number one is on the top. Okay, case number one is on a hotel. It's about a hotel. This hotel chain is a hotel chain comprised of 20 hotels, and of which 14 of the hotels are located within Malaysia and balance 6 are overseas. So the oldest hotel was opened in 1946, and the flagship hotel of the group began its operation in 1956. So the hotels are categorized into different groups. We have premier group, premier level, we have resort level, and we have inn. Premier is a five-star hotel. There are 7 hotels, including 4 overseas. Resort, there are 4-star hotels. Uh, there are 6 hotels in the group, and then including 2 overseas. And inn, there are 3 stars hotel. There are 7 hotels which are categorized as inn. So it's more than 7, actually, more than 14. So 20, 20, total 20. So the hotels are in the group run similar front office system. You know what is front office system? The system that when you check in hotel, so up front, that is the front office system. This front office system also linked to the housekeeping system. So it triggers when somebody registered or check in into the hotel. So the housekeeping will know that the room is occupied, and then somebody will be using the room. When they check out, the housekeeping will know that the, the guest has checked out, and then they are supposed to clean the room. And then during the stay, the housekeeping will put in, will replenish the, we call it guest items in the rooms. Yeah, so there are complimentary drinks, things that they put in the room. And then from the front of office systems, also they can look into the average room rate of the hotel, ARR. The term is ARR, average room rate of the hotel, and also the occupancy rate of the hotel. So there are reportings that can be provided to the head office in terms of the operational performance of hotels daily. And then previously, the local bookings were handled separately by each hotel. So each of the 20 hotels handled their own bookings. Although there were customers who made bookings from any other hotels to another hotel of the group, for example, those in a customer in Penang, for example, want to book a hotel in Johor Bahru, so they can make bookings through the hotel, but it was just a matter of courtesy. There was no advantages of gains to the customer nor the hotel, meaning there is no commission anything to the hotel. So it's just happening now. And then international bookings were handled by hotel in the group located in Singapore. So whenever one people want to book from international, they will go to Singapore or they will move from hotel to hotel, for example, in Pattaya or in Perth. Uh, they can make the booking through Singapore. Singapore will handle and will communicate with Perth and so on. So they will advise the hotels of the booking. Recently, with the advent of internet-based hotel booking services, we have like Trivago, Bookings.com, what else, Expedia, and so on. Each of the hotels obtain their booking separately through different hotel booking services. Some use Agoda, some use Booking, and so on. So they communicate individually, separately. Several hotel managers of the group suggested that the hotels installs a customer relationship management system. We call it CRM. Customer relationship management system is a system that caters to the marketing, caters to the sales, and caters to the after sales services of any organization. So it looks into how you deal with the customer. So you have records of the customer and so on. Whenever customer come into your services, to your company, to you capture their details so that you can do cross selling and so on. So these several hotel managers of the group suggested that this hotel group install a customer relationship management system so that they can integrate the marketing, sales, and loyalty services for all hotels within the group. So in the same time, the board of directors had planned to build several motorist hotels, or we call it motels, motorist hotels at the R&R. Along the highway, North-South Highway, there are several R&R area. And then they suggest that, okay, we should build some motorist hotel. So they, instead of just buying goods, they can stop over, maybe can use day use. Day use is actually, they check out before 6 p.m. Before 6 p.m. They come in and then they check out. They come in the morning, they check out before 6 p.m. So they can have they can sleep over, or even they can sleep over, and then if it's not day use, it will be night use. Yeah, room night we call it, until the next day, so that these motorists can make use of the hotels or these motels. So, so you were also tasked to include motels in your recommendation for the CRM. So you are given the task to prepare a proposal to be presented to the board of directors. So your task is to prepare a proposal to recommend the implementation of an integrated customer relationship management system or CRM system for all hotels in the group. The proposal should explain, number one, how the CRM system improve the operational process and decision making. What is the difference between operational process and decision making? Yeah. Operational process is the process we operate for check in, check out, this process. And decision making, how do you price? How do you provide discount when you should provide to extension of checkout rate, checkout time, for example, decision making. There is operational or tactical decision making that can be done by the hotel management. Number three, you should also explain to the board of directors the impact of CRM. So because you are recommending a new system, you need to tell the board of directors what would be the impact of CRM on the competitive advantages of the chain of the hotel. So because the hotels have competitions, so if we have the CRM, how will it impact the competitive advantages. So, because for example, we have 20 hotels, so build a loyalty program so that they can move from one hotel to one hotel. So it doesn't move into, they don't move to actually to move to another chain of hotels. So this is case number one. Okay. Any question? Okay, is it
Prof,
clear?
Prof,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
For this case, you need to like relate it with current situation. Like currently, we have the pandemic, so maybe the hotel industry is not really, yeah.
You may or you may not. Up to you. I give you the leave it. You can because the case is actually not related to the COVID-19, but you can take into account COVID-19, and then you can include it in if you want to. It's up to you.
I got one question.
Yes.
Regarding the last part of the case study about the recommending a motel for the
Mm.
so is it supposed to be included in the case study?
Yes, it's supposed to be included in the case study because the case study is actually the hotels management want to have integrated customer relationship management system. But in addition to that, the board of directors say that they are planning to build motorist hotel, so you can include them in. Okay, okay, there is three layers. And so this is the thing that you need to understand. There are three layers of decision making. What are three layers of decision making? What are the three layers of decision management decision making? What are the three layers of management decision making?
Gathering information.
Decision making. Three layers of management decision making. Management strategy. Okay, I'll share with you. The three layers are operational decision making, tactical decision making, yeah, operational management, tactical management, and strategic management. Tactical, operational, tactical also known as intermediate, we call it middle level management. Yeah, tactical is also known as middle level management, and top level management. Top level management is also known as strategic level management. Okay, okay, you can see from this case study that it involves two layers. Okay, when you talk about marketing, sales, so the departments that organize marketing, sales, are called tactical level. These are middle level management. Okay, it also involves the operational level. The hotel managers are operational levels. The hotel managers are operational level. On top of operational managers, there are marketing director, for example. So you can GM of marketing, for example. It looks into the marketing of all. Yeah, and then on top of that, we have a strategic level. Strategic level is to decide. Okay, I want to build a new business. I want to dissolve this business. I want to sell this business. I want to build a new group of hotel, for example. So you already have your premier resort in. Now the strategic level say I want to build a new motel. So that is strategic level decision, meaning that it comes from your director. It not doesn't come from your. So you can look into the level of management, operational level, tactical level, and strategic level. So when you look into this case study, you can see there is three levels here. Operational level, which is the hotel managers. We have tactical level, which are the marketing manager. You look into overall CRM, how we can improve the marketing, and you have instruction or ideas coming from the board of directors, because this board of directors is at the strategic level. The strategic level plan to build several mortuary hotels. Okay, we want to build a strategy. We look into what if we include the motels into the CRM. What will be the impact? Okay. Does that answer you, Guanji?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll move into case number 2. Case number 2 is about shipbuilding and ship repair. This is about the company. Shipbuilding and ship repair operates 2 shipyards in the country. So one of the shipyards is in Pulau Jerjak. The Pulau Jerjak are involved in activities of shipbuilding, ship repair, and also construction of oil and gas offshore platform. You know, offshore platform, particularly in Malaysia, our oil and gas are offshore. We have offshore platforms. If you look into Brunei, they are inland. So they have this thing. I don't remember the name that they can see. If you see pictures in Texas, for example, those are the things that they can see in Brunei. But in Malaysia, our oil and gas are offshore platform. So usually it's built by shipyard because they are at the sea. So amongst the past project of this shipyard in Pulau Jerjak involved the construction of tugboats. Tugboats are the boat that carry the pulls or tug, we call it tugboat, pulls the ships to the port, to the local port facility, and then they will place the vessels at the anchorage. So the Pulau Jerjak will shipyard will repair vessels at the Penang North anchorage, and they will also construct offshore platform, topside, jackets, Petronas, Shell, and some others. So part of the work could be done using floating dock. So this shipyard uses floating dock. It is a dock that floats so that you can see the hull of the ship, so you can make repairs of the ship. Another shipyard is in Lumut. They concentrate on building of shipbuilding and ship repair only. So the past project of this shipyard in Lumut involved construction and repair of naval and patrol vessels for the Navy, police, and maritime authorities. So this shipyard uses dry dock. So they will bring up the vessel on land at the dry dock and then carry out the repair. So the jobs undertaken by each of the shipyards require proper and accurate planning and monitoring. Materials procured for the different tasks are very costly. So every cables costs a few hundred thousands. And then yet it's very particular for each job. For example, if you intended to use it for a particular vessel or particular job, and then you cannot use it for another job because they are very specific for that job. So the manpowers are also very highly skilled, in particular for each kind of vessel. For example, there are vessels that carry combustible materials, so you cannot use torches for welding. And then the anchorage costs are also very high, especially in Penang port. It's very high, and then you require properly scheduled tasks to avoid additional expenses. So in the meantime, you know that vessels under repair need to continuously run their engine. So there is fuel consumption there during the anchorage. So they cannot stop the engine. The shipyard managers, these 2 shipyards suggested that they install ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System, so that they can seamlessly manage the resources of the 2 shipyards. Resources would be the materials, manpower. So, but in the meantime, the majority shareholder or parent of your company, this is again same case like the other. At the strategic level, the parent company has acquired another shipbuilding company in Australia that focuses on construction of yachts and large boats using aluminium hulls. So this company in Australia concentrate on construction of yachts and large boats. They use aluminium hulls. And so normally the large ships use steel hull, but these yachts and large boats use aluminium hulls, so they don't rust. So they require less maintenance, but they don't travel, they don't do distance travel um, like the what they call it merchant vessels anyway. So you are tasked to include this Australian shipyard in your recommendation. So you need to prepare a proposal to the board of directors. Same goes, you need to prepare a proposal to recommend the implementation of an integrated and instead of CRM for the previous case, this case is to do an integrated enterprise resource planning system for the two shipyards of the company. And then because you may use now you should use or you should also include, yeah, sorry, I'll change this, including the Australia, just change immediately. Yeah, this one including the new Australian yeah. Okay, including the new Australian company. Okay, and then the proposal should explain how this ERP system could improve the operational process and decision making of the shipyards. It should also explain to the board of directors the impact of ERP on the competitive advantages of the shipyards. Same like the previous case, you have to discuss the operational process, decision making, and then also the impact on the competitive advantages of the shipyards. Any question on this case number 2? Any question on case number 2? Everybody okay? Okay. Okay, case number 3 is about a bank. This bank have 110 branches work nationwide. So the bank started with conventional banking products and commenced its Islamic banking products in 2016. From then on, the banks continued to produce diverse Islamic banking products adopting different Sharia banking concepts. Amongst the Sharia banking concepts the bank has adopted in the products include Wari'ah and Mudarabah for deposits, Murabahah, Tawaruk, and Musyarakah Mutanakisah for housing loan, and Istisna and Salam for term loan, and Ijarah for the vehicle financing. So the terminologies and concepts adopted by the banking on the banking products and not only confuse the customers but also the banking staff, because most of the banking staff came from conventional banks, so they are more familiar with conventional banking products. So it is not easy for them to explain to the customers for different products of the bank on the different products of the bank. So several branch managers of the branch, yeah, branch managers are operational managers, and then you have middle level managers, or we call tactical managers, and you have strategic level managers. So I have suggested the implementation of a knowledge management system to facilitate the staff and also the customers in understanding the banking products. So the system should also be helpful for the product development team in designing the Islamic banking products. In the meantime, there are technologies of cashless payment system. You know, there is cashless payment systems we have today, Boost, GrabPay, Alipay, that are prevailing amongst the retail market and attracting customers, or consumers. So you are tasked to include the integration of the financial technology as well into your recommendation. Okay, first your recommendation, first level is to recommend a knowledge management system to attend to this um, Islamic banking product. But at the higher level, the banks are also looking into this is strategic level. There is always a strategic level in the case studies. At the strategic level, the bank directors are looking into cashless payment system. So how do we include the integration of this fintech into this knowledge management system? Do So this is something that you will need to look into how they uh, can apply it so that the bank staff are able to tie up whenever people use different kind of cashless payment systems and all. And all. So same thing, you have to prepare a proposal to the board of directors. Your proposal need to recommend implementation of knowledge management system for the banks and then you need to include these fintech products, and then the proposal should explain how this CAM system could improve the operational process and decision making. What is the impact of the CAM system on the competitive advantage of the banks? Okay, that is number two. Number three. Okay, again, and then number four. Number four is you can see how diverse MIS is being applied in different industry. This is just example of 5 industries. Okay, number four is K Textile. K Textile is a textile manufacturing company. It has two subsidiaries, K Spinning and K Weaving, both located in Kemunting, Perak. K Spinning is involved in production of yarn. So they import natural fiber, cotton, and also synthetic fiber, which are polyester in form of bales. We have bales of yarn, and then these bales are cleaned. They undergo spinning process to produce gray yarn. So some of this gray yarn will be bleached and grayed and dyed, while others will be directly transported to the K weaving factory. At the K weaving factory, the gray yarns will undergo weaving process to become fabrics. And then the weaving factory have done away with this shuttle weaving machine and moved into the usage of air and water looms. So the fabrics produced at the weaving factory are bleached before undergoing dyeing and printing. And then there are times where there are short supplies of fibers and other raw materials such as bleaches and dyes, and at times there are excess of raw materials in the store. So you have excess storage, and sometimes they have to put it outside, cover it, put outside of the store because uh, of excess stock in hand, finished goods stock. So there are also incidences of finished goods kept for longer period in the finished goods store. So some of them can perish. And then this is affecting the production process and cash flow of the company. Currently, the company adopts push-based supply chain model. There are few methods of push-based supply chain model. One is the old one is push-based model. Push-based model is we call it guesstimate. We guess how many we want to produce for this year based on last year's production. We increase say 5%, 10%, or 15%, and then we push the product to the market. So the factory will sell it to the wholesaler will sell it to the retailer will do promotion to sell it to the customers. So if the stock doesn't move, it will heat up, meaning it will increase. It will um, end up or at the store. So several heads of the departments have suggested that the company implemented what we call a supply chain management system to plan and monitor their supply chain. And then several directors of the company look into certain automation level of a higher level of automation as compared to the current one. The one you look into RFID, radio frequency identification, or you can use collaborative robots. Collaborative robots is different from the industrial robots. Collaborative robots, they can deal with human. The industrial robot, they don't deal with human. And then Internet of Things, so that you can monitor the raw materials and also the stock movement. And so you are tasked to include these technologies in your recommendation. Besides the supply chain management, the main task is on the supply chain management. So you're given the task to prepare a proposal to the board of directors. So prepare a proposal to recommend the implementation of the system for the SEM system to the textile company. I will add this as SEM as well as the uh, technology, new technologies. Immediately, so that you know, for the textile company adopting the new technologies. Okay, so you will adopt the new technologies for this company. So you will recommend how do you use this supply chain management and also adoption of the technologies for the textile company. You should explain how these systems could improve the operational process decision making of the company, and then explain how the impact of the SEM system on the competitive advantage of the company. This technology is actually supporting the RFID, collaborative robot, Internet of Things are supporting the supply chain management system. Supply chain management system is an end-to-end solution. So you include RFID, collaborative robot, and IoT to support the information uh, capture, uh, processing of information for the purpose of this supply chain management system. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then number 5 is as food confectionery. Is a confectionery manufacturing product that produce chips, snacks, sweets, candies. Located in Malacca, they used to produce about 100 variety of products before reducing them to about 80 different products based on the profitability of the products. You know, there is the term contribution margin. When you have sales minus the variable cost, you have this contribution margin. So, so they reduce products that doesn't provide good contribution margin. So the products are marketed through wholesalers who in turn sells them to retailers throughout the country. Some of these products are seasonal, for example, Christmas, New Year, and then Chinese New Year. So seasonal, you have this stick, uh, uh, cane stick candy for Christmas, for example. So while others are produced constantly throughout the year. So the demand of each product fluctuates, which causes the volatility in terms of their contribution margin. Yeah, so the hugely diverse range of products has tied up the company's fund into raw materials and finished goods stock. So your cash flow is stuck up in the raw material and finished goods stock, and it's affecting the company's cash flow. So as the products are diverse, the raw materials and semi-finished goods are diverse as well. So just keeping a small volume of them will tie up a huge amount of fund, then which require a substantially large storage space. And then they need to be to maintain the production of only this. The company need to maintain only production of fast-moving and profit-making products. Either it is fast moving or it is profit making. They need to have both. Even though it's fast moving but not profit making, then no need. So you need to be both profit making and fast moving items only. So the company needs to phase out some of the non-contributing products and effectively plan production of seasonal products to what to produce when they start to buy the raw materials for such seasonal products. So several departmental managers suggested that the company implements a business analytics system to assist in the decision making. So business analytics is actually an extension of business intelligence. Business intelligence concentrates on descriptive analytics. But when you extend descriptive analytics, you will have predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics, which we call it collectively business analytics. In the meantime, a few directors of the company also brought up the idea of using big data in your analytics. So you can also look into big data so that can look into potential profit or profit making products. Yeah. So you are given the task to prepare a proposal. So you recommend the implementation of business analytics system for the confectionery. You can include big data analytics here. And the proposal should explain how this PA system could improve operational process decision making, and should also explain to the board of directors the impact of business analytics system on the competitive advantages of the company. So you are required to write a formal proposal for the acquisition of the respective systems with the board of directors. The report should be guided by the following. Yes, you should have a cover page, table of content, executive summary, background information, objective, present issues and problems, how the system could improve, could provide the solution, how the system could improve operational process and decision making, how it could impact the competitive advantages of the company, conclusion and recommendation. You should have references and appendices. Number of words, minimum 2,500, maximum 3,500. This is the font. References must be in the form of APA style. You need to do a 30 similarity check. And then assessment mark is 20%. Submission is 19 July 2021. You need to form a group, and then once you form a group, you create a group, and then you can put up your group. Once you put up the group, any member of the group, just one member of the group need to upload the file in PDF format of the report by 19th of July. And then you will do presentation on the presentation day will be on the 26th of July. Okay, so any question so far? Okay, you can access these case studies once you do your you register and get access to your learning. I think in the meantime I will share the timetable. Okay, this is your timetable. You're on Monday class. You need to submit your assignment on the 19th. 19th of July. Your presentation date is on the 26th of July. The examination should be either 14, 15, 21st or 22nd of August. Okay. This is okay. Those are the tasks that you need to do for this course. Okay, this group assignment is 20%, and then okay. Any question that you want to ask about your assignment, group assignment, individual assignment? No, okay. We will take a break, say about 20 minutes or 20 minutes. We come back at 10, now it's 10:12. We'll come back at 10:30, 10:35, make it 10:35.
Yeah. So the group will be determined by our own self?
Yeah, you determine your own group. 4 and 4. Today is 4 and 4. You only have 8. Later on, if they have newcomers, then we can adjust, or they can form another group. We have 5 cases. You only pick one case, but you cannot be similar. So each group will have different case. So okay, we'll take a break first, and then we'll come back at 10:35. Okay. Okay, everyone is back. Okay, Miss Najwa Amani and Muhammad Saiful Hakimi, please write your name in the chat. Okay, attendance. Okay, Najwa Amani, you have not written your name, right? Oh, and Mr. Muhammad Saiful Hakimi. Okay, Mr. Saiful Hakimi, everyone have introduced themselves. You just give me, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Assalamualaikum. I'm Hakimi. Currently,
Where do you come? I mean, what is your first degree? What do you do now? Are you working?
no, I'm not working. My first degree is in business administration from University Utara.
What?
I just graduated actually last 2 years. I do a part-time in UUM for 5 years. Finished last 2 years. So because of the pandemic, I didn't even have my graduation yet. But yeah, I'm finished.
Okay.
I'm not working at the moment. I'm doing my own business. But again, because of the pandemic, my business is on stop because I'm doing the tourism, the membership tourism club.
Okay, you do tourism membership club, eh?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, we will continue where we have left just now before the break. We will move into our topic number one. Our topic number one is about management decision making. So I'll share a video. I'll share a video. Wait, where is the video? I'll open the video first. Wait, I need to share the sound. Okay.
Despite our best efforts, humans are innately poor decision makers. We tend to go with our gut. Sometimes we get lucky. Oftentimes we don't. The truth is, we are naturally wired to avoid risk. It's just baked into our DNA. For the earliest humans, making assumptions about the world around them and trying to avoid danger was a matter of life and death. Today, the world has changed exponentially, but our inherent wiring hasn't. In fact, psychologists have seen that humans experience a large number of cognitive biases that affect our ability to navigate the complicated world around us. We still have a tremendous tendency toward risk aversion, focusing on the pain of potential losses far more than the benefits of potential gains. NFL coaches, for example, often choose to kick a field goal rather than the riskier option of trying for a fourth down conversion, even though statistically the benefits of going for it could greatly increase their chances of winning the game. Sometimes our inflated confidence impairs our judgment. Studies have shown that misspellings are a common example of overconfidence. Confirmation bias is the tendency to interpret information in a way that confirms our existing beliefs or hypotheses. Anchoring is another bias that occurs when individuals lock on to an initial piece of information to make subsequent judgments. Finding a great deal can be very motivating until there's additional information to consider. So, in today's world of highly accessible information, how can we limit the pitfalls of human biases? The answer is science. Sound scientific methodology, in combination with modern computing power, can reduce the limitations of conventional wisdom and bring forth extraordinary results. Like in 1997, when Deep Blue famously outplayed world chess champion Garry Kasparov. Today, everyone has that same computing power and data access in the palm of their hand. Now, that's a game changer. Think about it. If you can design models to analyze and understand the pools of data and variables in your business decisions with a clearly defined and measurable objective, your chances of making better, more impactful decisions are considerably higher. When we recognize our biases, perhaps humans aren't such poor decision makers after all. We just need a little help from science and technology. Let your data speak and find your edge.
Doctor, you're on mute.
Okay, the course is about decision making. Okay, this topic, the first topic is about decision making. How do you make decision? How do you use data to make decisions? First, we need to know what is decision making? How do you make decisions? Okay, I'll share you. Okay, in the course, in the open learning. Okay, in the open learning, we cover topics on why do we need to learn about management decision making. So we look into decision making as essence of manager's job, and then how do we enhance decision making. And then there is this is a video just now, managers as decision makers. There are types of problems and decision makers. Pro how do we make decision, type of decisions, decision making process, yeah, rules of managers, and then there's information quality, and then management filters, and then we talk about organization inertia, and then we have some forum at the end. Okay, you can share with your class how do you deal with unstructured and semi-structured decision making at your organization. So you can put this up and share with your class. There is no marks in this, but it's just so that you can exchange information. Okay, we move into your slides. Okay, I don't usually give slides when the contents are in the open learning. But when the content is not in open learning, I will give you slides because when there is content in the open learning, the slides are very short. For example, this is only 10 pages slide. It's just to guide my presentation. It's not as a notes to you. There is not much notes in these slides anyway, because there are more notes in the open learning. But it is to guide me in delivering my course, in delivering my modules. Okay, we know that managers' rules are to make decisions. So if you read books like Administrative Behavior by Herbert Simon, so managers at all levels need to make good decisions. So because poor decision will affect the organization. So how do you make good decisions? As we have seen in the video just now, we need to have data, we need to have rules, and then we can do inference of the rules in order to make decisions. We need to make data-driven decisions. We cannot be based on just intuitive alone. Intuitive, some say, okay, when you do business over time, you can have intuition. Okay, intuition is actually a subconscious mind. You have done it several times, so subconsciously you have absorbed, your mind are able to process the data without you realizing it, and then you can act intuitively. But actually at the back end, you do process actually. So with the same thing, we can adopt or learn from some other people's experience. Yeah, you can use some. Everybody is learning by experience. Either you are learning through your own experience or you learn through other people's experience. The best way is to learn from other people's experience, because you so you don't feel you don't get the hurt, meaning you don't get the failure. You learn from other people's experience. If you learn from your own experience, and then you have to fall down first and then you learn. So so you need to make good decisions. The best way is actually to be able to process data, use some rules, yeah, to improve. Because poor decision making would affect the organization. So, like I mentioned in the early part of this class, during the case study, there are three levels of management decisions. The bottom is operational managers. Operational managers make routine operational decisions. For example, branch manager in a hotel, in a bank, for example, branch manager in a bank. So they make routine decisions. Routine decisions are daily decisions. And these are daily decisions, routine decisions. So it can easily have rules. So when to endorse or approve cash withdrawal, when to reject a cash withdrawal from your at the banks. So these are rules. These are routine procedures. So it can the decision is simple. And then we have middle level management. Middle level management have tactical decisions. Tactical decisions according to functions. So what are the functions that we have in any organization? We have marketing functions, we have finance functions, we have operation production functions, we have sales functions, so we have other different functions depending on the type of organizations. So these middle level managers will make tactical decisions when to apply certain tactical strategies to improve marketing productivity, also whatever. So, but middle level management receive their instruction from the top level management, and then they will combine things that are routine and things that are non-routine. Non-routine coming up from the top, instruction from the top are non-routines, and then they combine with routines that they get from the bottom, because they are in the middle. The routines they get from the operational decisions, so they can combine. So these are called tactical decisions. Top level management or strategic level, we call it the strategic level, make decisions on organizational goals or strategic goals, to invest in a new company, to withdraw from the industry, to increase your paid up capital, and so on, to buy over a new company. These are top level management decisions. Yeah. So there are three levels. Basically, there are three levels of decision making. So operational managers make day-to-day decisions, simple and routine. We have tactical or middle level management, look into how to achieve policy which have been decided by the top level management. It is usually middle term, medium term, and less complex. And then we have policy decisions being decided by the strategic level or top level management, which are more long term. When you buy over a company, you cannot sell it in next year. You may have to keep it for 5 years or 10 years. And then it is much complex, very complex. And then it is non-routine. It's not the day-to-day you buy and sell company. It's unlike you buy raw material and you sell finished goods stock. So that is the difference between strategic level, tactical level, and operational level. So there are three types of decisions. Yeah, there are three types of decisions to be made. One is structured decisions. Structured decisions are for structured problems. Yeah. First, we need to know what are structured problems. Structured problems are problems that can be decided easily, meaning that you can have a proper structure, it is routine, so it can be solved easily. So it is a structured problem. Then with structured problem, you make structured decisions. When to approve a loan, is it structured or unstructured problem? Approve a loan.
Structured.
Structured. There are structured problems. Yeah, so because they have the top level management and or the strategic or middle level management have decided these are the rules to approving a loan, and then they pass it to the branch manager, which is operational. Branch manager have specific rules to decide on specific products, loan products, and so on. It is structured problem, and then they can make structured decision. But nevertheless, there are also loans that are semi-structured. For example, syndication loan. Syndication loan is not based on the particular product. It's usually large amount, and then it combines several banks, and then it involves not the branch level but the tactical level decision. Near branch supervision or credit manager, credit GM of credit, for example, tactical level managers. So they have semi-structured decision. Semi-structured problems are problems where it combines both structured and unstructured problem. Unstructured problem. What are unstructured problems? Unstructured problems are problems there is no structure at all. You have never done it before. There is no rules, there is no structure at all, and that requires unstructured decision. And then semi-structured problem are problems where partly structured and partly unstructured. We have partly structured and partly unstructured. So in order to solve semi-structured problem, you use semi-structured decision. For the structured problem, you can solve with the structured decision. For the semi-structured part, for the unstructured part, you need to use unstructured decisions. We will learn unstructured decisions actually in the not we don't cover too much detail in this class, but it is much covered much more detail in business intelligence. We have a course for business intelligence and analytic system. Okay, this is the decision characteristic for usually for operational management. We cater for structured problem to determine over time, of eligibility, to look into the stocking of inventory, to offer credit to customers, to determine special offers to customers. So it is a structured problem. With structured problem, we have structured decisions. For the top level management or senior management, we have unstructured problem, such as deciding when to enter or exit from particular market, approve capital budget, deciding on the long-term goals. So we have unstructured decisions. And then in the middle, we call it tactical level management or middle level management. We have a semi-structured problem, like designing a marketing plan. Designing marketing plan, you have information from the operational, and then you also have instruction from the top, which are the operational is much things that you get from operational are much more structured, but the things from the top are unstructured. So you have combination of structured and unstructured. You have semi-structured. You need to design a marketing plan. You need to develop a departmental budget. Using the departmental budget, you already have access to the previous record you gain from the operational management. But the top level management give you new instruction, how much you need to expand your market and so on. So you need to develop a developmental budget is a semi-structured decision. It combines structured and unstructured decisions. And then how to design a new corporate website? You combine a sample decision, semi-structured decision and unstructured decision. And then designing a new corporate website is part of your assignment. Remember your individual assignment. So you have to apply. When you look at the industry, the website that you look that you begin with, your that you need to analyze. You look at the value, and then you can understand which are the structured part and semi-structured part, and then you can work. So in attending to semi-structured problem, we will use semi-structured decision. Semi-structured decision, you have to break them to the structured and unstructured. You solve the structured first, and then you apply unstructured method to attend to the unstructured problems. Because unstructured, we have issues of uncertainty, which we deal with probability, we can do regression, we can do forecasting, we can do data mining. That is another process. But for structured part, you can use rules, simple rules. Yeah. So these are the decision-making process. This is by Simon. Simon, we call it. The name is Herbert Simon. Yeah? The name is Herbert Simon. Okay, he wrote a few books. One prominent book that he uses administrative behavior. After that, yeah. Administrative behavior in 19, I don't remember. One a famous book is administrative behavior, which is used by a lot of for management topics. Yeah. So his article in this is in decision-making process in 1960. He discusses about how do people make decision. What is the decision-making process? The decision-making process comprise of these 4 steps, 4 stages. We call it, for the first stage is intelligence. Then we have design. Then we have choice. Then we have implementation. Okay, intelligence is about understanding the problem. What is the problem actually? Problem discovery. It's actually it's difficult to understand problem. We have symptoms and then we have problem. We can identify symptoms, but it's not easy to identify problem because usually problems is at the back. What you see are symptoms. So you need to analyze the symptoms in order to discover the problem. That is why it's called intelligence. So it is about problem discovery. So what is the problem actually? You are in your second trimester. When you do your, maybe during your first degree, when you do your final year project, they don't really put emphasis in identifying problems in writing your problem statement. You can just simply put up your problem statement, and then your supervisor and your examiner can accept whatever you write. But it is, you are now in level 7. You're doing your master level, and then even will be tougher in your level 8 if you decided to do your doctorate. Writing a problem statement is actually a tough part of any research. Identify the problem. You can understand the issues, but issues are just symptoms. For example, you have rashes, and then you have in your skin, yeah, you have rashes in your skin, and then you have high temperature, you have stomach ache. Okay, these are symptoms, but the actually problem is actually you have dengue. So you have if you can put some ointment or some lotion to remove the rashes, doesn't take away the problem. If you take Panadol, it doesn't, or you take bath to cool down your temperature, it doesn't cure your the problem, because you have dengue. You need to increase your platelets. Solution to dengue is actually to increase your platelets. How do you increase your platelets? It's not to put ointment or what. So that's why we need to understand the problem. So the first part in decision making is to understand the problem. For example, in your case study, we have some problem, but your case study is simple, very straightforward. You are supposed to recommend a CRM and so on. But in any cases outside there, you need to understand the problem first. And then from the problem, then only you'll be able to design a solution to the problem. You don't design solution to the symptom. You design solution to the problem. If you don't find the problem, and then you will not be able to find the solution. You will be decided. You will be mistaken and solve the issues instead of the problem. Yeah, you need to solve the problem. So you need to do solution discovery. While doing your solution discovery, you find possible solution. At times, you will find out that actually that is not the problem, and then you will have a loop back. This is called a looping. The looping back. Once you have your solution, you will have several solutions. We call it alternative solution. We have solution one, we have solution two, solution three, yes, solution four. Yes, you have several solutions. With several solutions, there will be several outcome of the solution, several results of the solution. Yes, with solution one, we have result one. Yeah, we have result two, result one. We have result two, outcome. Yeah, sometimes we call it outcome, sometimes we call it result. Result three, result four. You need to pick up which is the best solution based on the result and based on the cost. What is the minimal cost? What is the best cost? Meaning, and then what would be the best result? That is called selection, or we call it choice from the different alternatives. You pick up a different alternative based on the different choice. It can be here, this one, or this one. Yeah, so we make decision. And then once you have chosen any one of the solution, you will move into implementing it. So you will have implementation. Say you pick up solution two, you will implement. But once you implement, and then you will see that there are still problems. So there will be a looping back. You will select the next best solution. So this is how decision making works. This is rule-based decision making. The rule-based decision making. Yeah, so there is a rule, and then beside rule actually for information technology, especially for AI, there is a search base. We just search. Yeah, and then same thing from the search, we still have alternatives, and then we pick up the best alternatives, we implement, and then we do back. This is the decision-making process by Simon in 1960. It's still being implemented, although there are new methods, but basically they are just adaptation to this old method by Herbert Simon. Okay. Any question on decision making? Yeah. You need to understand. Okay, for MIS, it is to support management. Management's role is to make decision. So MIS, the tools, the technologies that you use must be able to cater to the need of the management. So you need to understand both. Unlike if you learn information technology per se, you are concentrating on the technical part, or you do management, you concentrate on the management part. But when you learn MIS, you have to combine both. Okay.
Do we have a textbook for this course?
Yes. I use several textbooks, but the main textbook. The main textbook is by Loden and Loden, Pearson, written by Loden and Loden. Management Information System, Loden and Loden, managing the digital firm. This is the 16th edition. Okay, I use several textbooks. The other book is Business Driven Technology by Balzan, and also this book is Principles of Information Systems by Stair and Reynolds. Yeah. So those are the textbooks. This come from Pearson. Yeah, this page come from Pearson, Loden and Loden. Okay, any question? Okay, I move on. Yeah. Okay, that is the basic functions of managers in making decisions. But according to Mintzberg, Henry Mintzberg, in his book Managerial Work Analysis from Observation, so it is actually an article in Management Science in 1971, but a lot of managers still apply this. There are three basic roles of managers, three groups of roles of managers. There are these interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decisional roles. Okay, in terms say for interpersonal roles, there are three sub roles. Yeah, for interpersonal roles, there are three sub roles. One, the managers act as the figurehead of the organization. Yeah, managers act as figurehead of the organization. The next one is the managers are also leader of the organization, and manager are the liaison person. When you deal with the organization, you deal through the manager. They are the liaison person. For informational roles, managers are the nerve center. Whenever you need certain information about the organization, you meet the manager. They are the nerve center. And then the manager also disseminator. The manager is responsible to disseminate information about the organization, about what's happening in the organization to internal and external party. Yeah, disseminator. And manager also becomes the spokesperson to the organization. And then the third one, managers have these decisional roles. Managers are the entrepreneurs. So they decided to embark or disembark in certain businesses, in certain activities. There are also managers are also disturbance handler, meaning that when there are issues, there are raised, there are disturbances in the organization, managers are responsible to handle the disturbance. And managers are responsible to become the resource allocator. So when there are tasks to be performed, projects to be performed, managers are the ones that allocate resources, financial resources, human resources, whatever materials you have to. Managers are the ones that decide which resource to be given to which unit and so on. And managers are also negotiator. They negotiate on behalf of the organization. So based on these interpersonal rules, there are three different behavior that are required by the managers. Managers are interpersonal. Managers becomes the information processor. Manager processes information, and managers need to make decisions. So in order to support these managerial roles, information system provide several systems, develop several systems to support these managers. For these interpersonal rules, we have telepresence systems. We have social network. We have, so telepresence system is what we have today. Zoom, Google Meet, Hangouts. Yeah, these are telepresence systems. I'm not in front of you, but you can communicate with me. So that is telepresence system. Social networks is Web 2.0, where you can exchange knowledge, information. Similar Twitter, smartphone, we have WhatsApp. These are interpersonal rules. So they do interpersonal communication. To support the information processing, managers uses management information system. Management information system usually deals with the operational and middle level management, but when it is about top level management, we call it executive support system. Yeah, and then we have texting, yeah, messaging, texting, like chat and so on. We have email, social networks, we have webinars, telepresence, yeah. And then for decisional roles, we have business intelligence and decision support systems. So these are the supporting information systems that support the manager's roles according to Mintzberg. Yeah, Mintzberg paper. Mintzberg divided these three, and then from these three there are 10 sub roles of managers. And from these sub roles of managers, our information system provides supporting tools. But whatever it is, in order to make good decisions, we require good quality information. Good quality information. Okay, there are seven. We listed here seven dimensions of information quality. Seven dimensions of information quality. For your information, this came out in last semester examination. What are the quality dimensions? One is information need to be accurate. Accuracy is important. Does the data represent the reality? What is the reality? Does the data present the reality? And then the dimension need to have possess integrity. Integrity meaning that the structure of the data and relationships among the data and attributes must tally. Yeah. And then consistency, whether the data elements they have data have their elements, and then whether elements are consistently defined. You cannot define, for example, you provide certain definition, and in another case you have different definition. The definition must be consistent. Then only the data is consistent. And then the data must be complete. Completeness is important for your data. Data must be valid. It must fall within the defined range. Yeah. For example, your IC number, how many digits are supposed to be in the IC number? So it must be complete. So then only this case it is called valid. Otherwise, it is not valid. Email address must be valid. So on. And then timeliness. You must have access to the information when it is needed. The information the data must be available when it is needed. And accessibility, the data needs to be accessible, comprehensible, and usable for its purposes. So these are the seven information quality that you need in order to enhance your decision making. Yeah, so because we are not talking about intuitive decision making, we are talking about data driven decision making. In order to make decision based on data, your data must be accurate, your data must have integrity, your data must be consistent, your data must be complete, your data must be valid, the data must come timely. You cannot have the data for today, but you will receive it next year. And then the data must be accessible. So these are the information quality that you require. But there are problems that are affecting decision making. Yeah, that the data can problems about data, problems on data that can affect your decision making. There are issues. One is management filters. Management filters is when management filter the data. When does management filter the data? How does management filtration happen in terms of data? Okay, management filtration is like this. When you are processing the data, you ignore certain data that doesn't support your proposal. You exclude certain data that doesn't agree with you. That is called management filter. So management have certain beliefs. The top level management have certain beliefs. So they assume that certain data junks, meaning garbage. They exclude certain group of data. When they exclude certain group of data, what happens to the information? You remember, data, you process data to become information. You use that information for decision making. When the data have been filtrated, so the data that are left are skewed towards certain decision, certain information. That is what we call management filtration. Some because when you do data processing, when you learn about business intelligence, you learn that there is a term called data cleansing. Data cleansing is supposed to exclude outlier data or data which is not valid, low quality data. We look into the data quality just now, accuracy, integrity, consistency. So the data that is not valid, that is not consistent, that is not accurate, you will be excluded. It will be excluded. But when they exclude, they will management filtration will exclude more than it's supposed to. So it will result into skewed information. Skewed information. When you have skewed information, we have skewed decision making. So the decision making will be towards certain part. Yeah. And then there is organizational inertia. Organizational inertia will also affect decision making because organization will be reluctant to make changes even though the information provided differently. Although information tells you that you need to make some changes, but organizational inertia meaning you don't want to move, you don't want to make changes, will prevent the organization from do changes, from doing the changes. They will stick to where they are because of this inertia. This is our policy. This is what we are. Yeah. So for example, people are moving into digital. No, we are uh, top ranked number one producer of film cameras in the world. Remember, for that. So they capture the whole market. Why they capture the whole market? Where do the other competitors go? Because the other competitors move into digital market. So when you start capturing the market, and then you still start thinking, why am I capturing the market? Why am I controlling 100% of the market? Because there is no competitor anymore. Because everybody has gone through digital. So that is called digital organizational inertia. You don't want to move. At the end, what will happen? You will lose. This is organizational inertia. The other one is organizational politics. Also causes, will also affect decision making. Organizational politics are nothing to do with the politics election politics and so on. Organizational politics, okay. I think means this Herbert Simon also wrote about this. I'll put up whiteboard. Wait, I'll put up whiteboard. Okay. This is organizational politics. What in any organization we have units. So we have say account finance unit. We have the production department. Then we have departments. Production department. We have sales, for example. There are many more, but I just give you a few. Yeah, sales department. So every department have their own goals. Yeah. So this Finance department have their goals. Production department have their goals. So these are called departmental goals. These are departmental goals. These are departmental goals. This is not the departmental goals. Okay, what happened when we have these departmental goals? Every department will have different goals because of the different people inside the different department, their different beliefs, the way they look at the market. Yeah, for example, production would like to produce, maximize the production capacity, and then they will require all the materials they need, all the human resources they need. Yeah, maybe you have human resource here. Yeah, we have human resources also have their goals. Yeah, so they require all the human resources that they will need, and then they will require all the materials that they need, and so on. You have purchasing department, yeah, so have different goals. So they will demand for certain units, they will demand for their needs. Yeah, they will demand for their needs. But in the meantime, finance, looking at the cost level, say there are variable costs, there are fixed costs. When you hire human resources, it will increase your fixed costs, or you can opt for what do you call it, piecemeal payment to certain group of staff and so on, or part-time staff. Then you look into it because the finance department have goals that to ensure that the government makes profit, that the company makes profit. The production department need to maximize their capacity. At the same time, the sales department have goals to sell, and then if the price is too high, then they will not be able to sell. They want to reduce the price. Whenever they want to reduce the price, they will conflict with the finance because finance look at the contribution margin. And then at the same time, HR want to have a good number of staff, and then the market competition for certain caliber, they are costly. And then HR will insist that they want this department, the people, because production department needs it. And then the finance department say you cannot have this group of people because it is expensive. So every finance, production, sales, HR, purchasing, cost department will have conflicts on each other. Conflicts. They will have conflicts. And then because that is called organizational politics. Organizational politics is conflicts within the units, among the units within the organization. Conflicts among the units within the organization to achieve their respective goal. Okay, for if you write Herbert Simon's book, Herbert Simon talk about the organizational goal here. Call it organizational goal. Organizational goal. Organizational goals is the end. Should be the end goal. This should be the end. This should be the means. So the departmental goal are just means to the end. Departmental goals are just means to the end. They should all reach the organizational goal. The end should be the organizational goal. The means is the departmental goal. Departmental goal are just means to the end. The end is the organizational goal. So in order to achieve this, they will have a balanced decision. They require a balanced decision so every unit will achieve that goal. Because without that, they will have this organizational politics. Organizational politics, say production department wins in their argument, so it will skew to the production department. If sales department wins in the argument of the organizational politics, they will win. So, but the goal is actually not the departmental goals. The goal should be the organizational goal. Organizational goals is charted by the strategic level, by the strategic manager. Organizational goals are charted by the strategic managers. Departmental goals are charted by the tactical managers. And then the implementation is at the bottom by the operational level managers. Okay. Now you can see how organizational decision work, and then later on we will look into systems that support these management decisions. Any question on this part? Because you are all managers, you need to understand. You may be a technical manager on your own. You yourself are a tactical manager. You may have your departmental goals, because it depends on where you sit. You look into your surrounding, but you might not be able to see the strategic level. The strategic level look at the helicopter view. So you may have your arguments, but organizational politics is restraining good decisions, because it's pulling out decisions towards of departments that good at debates, for example, or large by numbers, for example, or more authority. For example, finance have more authority. Whereas the goals should be the main goal, the end should be the organizational goal. The departmental goals are just means to the end. Okay, any question? Okay, I'll move back to the slide. Wait. Yeah, this is slide. Okay, these are the issues. In order to enhance decision making, there are two issues, actually three issues. One is management filter, two is organizational inertia, and the third is organizational politics. Okay, this is the last chapter, the last slide for this topic. We will move to topic number 2, but we will take some break, about 15 minutes. Now it's 11:30. Say we come back at 11:45. Okay, let's take break of 15 minutes. Okay, we can continue. Okay, so everyone back. Okay, we'll continue. Before we move further, when we make decision, we need to look into the systems. Yeah, we need to make decision to look into the process, the things that we need to do as a whole. Yeah, the activities that we need to do, we have to look it as a whole. So we cannot take it as parts by parts. So you have to take everything as a whole. For example, your business processes, you have to look it as a whole. Your business model as a whole. So these wholes comprise of parts. The parts contributes to the end goal. Now we discussed about it just now. The organizational goal is the end, and then every part of it is a means towards achieving the organizational goal. So we have to look at it as a whole. So this idea is called systems thinking. So we look into everything as a system, as a complete system. Systems thinking look at things as a whole instead of as parts. Meaning you don't look at these things as parts, but you look at it as whole. Okay, the first write up about systems thinking come from von Bertalanffy. Von Bertalanffy is a biologist. So we look at uh, organisms, living things, that everything that work in the body, different systems, but these systems contribute towards the whole functional or functions of the whole organism. Yeah, the whole living things, or animals, or plants, and so on. So that is what systems thinking is about. And then David Eckhoff also write about it, and then Peter Senge wrote in detail about systems thinking. So I will share you a video about system thinking because it is common. I think if you talk about information system or information technology, we have system analysts. What does system analyst do? System analyst cannot just look at the technical part. It has to look into the whole processes as a whole, everything processes as a whole. Combine the people, combine the networking, combine the software, combine the hardware, and then there are people. They have the administrative people, they have the technical people, they have the end user, and so on. Everything must be looked at it as a whole. That is what we call systems thinking. Everything comprised of parts, but you need to look at the whole organization. So I'll share a video. Where's the video? I need to open the video first. Okay.
Okay, wake up out there. I hope you're paying attention because this is important. This is our planet. It's where we live. And it's pretty awesome. Every day, everywhere on Earth, billions of people like you and me roll out of bed and start the day. A day full of things to see and do. Decisions to be made, work to be done. In short, another day of life on Earth. The world around us is full of information, stuffed with it, really. and with decisions to be made. The way we handle information, the way we organize it and give it meaning is called, okay, yes, I know you know this, it's called thinking. Thinking is amazing. I mean, what if we couldn't think? What if we could only take in and stockpile information like a hard drive, but not create our own ideas with it? Not good. Am I right? Lots of information makes us informed, but lots of thinking makes us smart. There are just some things you can't Google. Information alone isn't enough to solve problems. That's where thinking comes in. Thinking is how we build meaning from information, an action we are doing all the time, whether we are aware of it or not. Being aware of how we think and how the world works is called systems thinking. And, just like almost anything we do, we can get better at it. So let's say we want to be systems thinkers. What do we need to do? Think about our thinking. We use thinking to turn information into knowledge. We build knowledge from the information we are taking in from our senses, every moment of our lives. Check out this dog. You might be willing to pet him. Or you might not. It's your mental model that makes the difference. Mental models are knowledge. They are what we build when we make meaning out of information, memories, and experiences. Just as your experiences are unique to you, so are the mental models you build. And the mental models you build are a powerful thing, because they determine how you feel. And how you act. Mental models don't depend on words or language. From the moment we are born, we are building mental models. And for babies, that's a whole lot of building, because almost everything is news to them. So we are all building our own mental models all the time. But how do we do it? How are we building mental models? Since thinking makes the difference, what exactly are we doing when we are thinking? We use 4 simple patterns of systems thinking to build all of our mental models. We make distinctions between things and other things, between identity and other. We organize things into systems. Systems of parts and wholes. We identify relationships of action and reaction, or cause and effect. We take perspectives from a point to a view. And all 4 patterns are happening all together, all the time. In your head, in their heads. Who knew? Making distinctions is easy. We do it all the time. Everything has an identity. You, coffee, the color red, happiness, the USA. But where does that identity come from? It comes from the other. You know, all the stuff that is not that thing. We make distinctions with all of our senses. Making distinctions is seeing what an object or an idea is, and what it is not. Your distinctions are probably different from everyone else's, but that's part of what makes life interesting. Another way thinking works is by organizing things into systems. Systems of parts and wholes. Systems can be really big or really small, really complicated or really simple, but they're always made up of parts. And most parts have parts too. Anything we think, just like anything we build, is made up of parts. Consider a toilet and a sink. Each is a collection of smaller parts, all working together to function as a larger whole. And they're each parts of a larger system that includes where the water comes from and where it goes. Systems thinking helps us see that all the water on Earth is connected in one planet-sized system, with lots and lots of parts. Sometimes we pay attention to the individual parts of a system. Sometimes it's more helpful to see the whole. Systems give us a framework to understand the world. Being aware of relationships is important too. You might think that relationships are only about families or friends. But relationships exist among ideas and objects too. A relationship is an interaction, a cause, an effect, or an action and reaction. Relationships are happening over the teeny tiny spaces between atomic particles and over the vastness of the universe. Understanding relationships and interconnections can be important in lots of ways. Sometimes seeing a new relationship or seeing an old relationship in a new way can spark a new idea. To see the importance of how ideas affect each other is to see things differently, to build new knowledge, to solve problems that matter. Relationships exist everywhere, between atoms, galaxies, fellow scientists, or two people in the same family. As we live our lives every day, we make distinctions. We organize things into systems. We relate things, and this is the fourth pattern of thinking. We take different perspectives on the world around us. We navigate city streets using the perspective of space, angles, and speed to predict hazards and holdups. Every perspective has a point and a view. We can look at things from the perspective of other people, other nations, other ideas. Sometimes it helps us understand things to see them from a particular point of view. Our point of view shapes what we think about something, the mental model we build to understand it. Perspective determines not just what we look at, but what we really see. Perspective is at the root of so many things that matter in human society. Empathy, compassion, connectedness. Perspective determines the way we relate to one another and the world around us. Like, what's your perspective on parties, on art, on systems thinking? Systems thinking helps us see underlying patterns and structures, and can lead us to think up all kinds of new things. You can see more different identities than others. Parts and wholes, actions and reactions, and points of view in the world around us. And it makes it all the more exciting and interesting when you have the ability to think things through. Understanding how you think helps you be a better student, artist, musician, parent, scientist, athlete, friend, and citizen. And it's easy. All you have to do is pay special attention to the way your brain is already operating. Thinking about thinking. Systems thinking. When we understand how we think, ideas that can change the world become possible. Life is full of surprises and the unknown. Who knows what you'll think up next?
Okay, that is systems thinking. You will apply also systems thinking in database development, in designing database, entity relationship development, entity relationship design. You also apply systems thinking in intelligent systems, artificial intelligence. You also look into systems thinking. But in MIS also management information system also we look into systems thinking. We look at the whole organization as a system. It processes, produce products to run its businesses. So it has different components of it. So I'll share screen. Okay, this is the topic on chapter number 2 is on systems thinking. Systems thinking look at, particularly in IT, we look into the input data that is entered into the computer, and then there is process at computer done, and then there is output resulting information from the computer program, and then there is a feedback. Basically, there is, but everything must run as a whole. And then information system, the computer-based information system have several components. So all these components work together in a system. So we have software, we have networks, software. There are two kinds of software. We have systems of application software, and then we have system software. System software comprised of your operating system and a utility system that you run in the computer, and also the application software that you use. And then you have networks, you have Wi-Fi networks, local area network, you have the internet that runs in the system, and then you have people. People comprise of the different levels of people. You have technical people, you have administrative, you have end user, and then we have hardware, two types of hardware. We have the end user hardware, and also we have the server hardware, and we have procedure rules that build up the information the business operations. So this is the business technology infrastructure. It is a computer-based information system. When you look at it as a whole, you need to apply systems thinking. Particularly when in terms of management comprised of management information system comprised of three different components, which are the organization, uh, the relationship of the organization, the activities that the organization do, and then the management as well as technology. Yeah? And then there are the contemporary approaches to information system looks at two parts. We have this technical approach and behavioral approach. Yeah, the technical approach looks at this the management science part. We look at the computer science and operational research. This is called my okay. Okay. This is called technical approaches. Yeah, and then the other one is the social behavioral approach. Behavioral approach look at the psychology, economics, and sociology. So MIS sits in between the technical approaches and the behavioral approaches. This is why when you study MIS, you need to understand both the management aspect, which are the behavioral approaches, and the technical aspect. So the contemporary technical approach look at alternatives. When you talk about decision making just now, yeah, when you talk about decision making is about looking into alternatives. Yeah, remember decision making starts from uh, designing, understanding the problem, and then you designing the solution. From designing solution, you have the choices. From the choices, you have different alternatives. You need to pick up the different alternatives in terms of the technology and in terms of the organization. So the final design of the technology should meet the final design of the organization. This is where it fits. This is the technological fit. The technology fit to the organization. So this should be your final decision, final decision. So instead of moving where where the technology, alternative one, the technology and the organization, maybe organization is far apart. Alternative one, alternative two are closer but still far apart. Alternative three closer but still far. But final design of the technology should be the one that fit in uh, between the technology and the organization. So okay, this is okay. I will move into the your open learning. In the open learning, we covered system thinking. We have a write up about system thinking, about why you learn about information system, system thinking and management information system. Write up about the idea of system thinking, Theoria General di Sistemi by Ludwig von Bettalanti in 1920s, using living things in organization, come up with the system theory of organism, and then generate the general system theory. And then Russell Ackoff, there is a video, Russell Ackoff about system, looking at system as a whole. And then this is and then there is Peter Senge explain system thinking in relation to yeah, system. And then we have information systems, components of information systems. We have dimensions of information system. Organization look at integral part of the system, such as organizational structure, business process, politics, and culture. We will cover this next week in detail, organization and also organization, relationship between organization and systems. We will cover next week how we apply, how we take advantages. We have competitive advantages, and management look into how do you allocate resources, and then information technology. Then we have a forum here that you can uh, write about, tell us how information system is critical for your organization to run its primary activities. Okay, next week we will have a quiz, your first quiz. Okay, this we have covered two topics. Now it's still early, we have 8 minutes, 12:10. So I open for discussion, questions, anything that you want to ask about today's topic before we move next week. Next week we will cover. Uh, Next week we will cover. Next week we will cover organization information system. We look into about the business and information value chain. We discuss about value chain at beginning today when you about your assignment and impact of organization, and then how do we make changes in relation to the information technology. When there are changes, when you do changes, how do you do changes in terms of organizational culture, and then how does businesses solve problems. Um, that one will cover next week. Not next week, the other week. Yeah, we don't have class next week, the other week. Okay, so for today, any questions that you want to ask me? We still have about 35, half an hour, 55 minutes, more than half an hour to ask. Or if you don't ask question, I will ask question. Emmanuel, any question?
So far, no, Doctor.
So far, no. So,
How the quiz look like, Prof?
huh? How do quiz
How the
do?
quiz look like?
Okay, I tell you what the quiz do like. Quiz is actually free marks to you. As long as you are there, you participate. Okay, why do we have quiz? Before this, we have this participation marks. Before the previous batches, we have participation marks. But MQA does not allow participation marks for level 7. They allow for level 6. Level 6 are degree level. You are level 7, master level. Master level, they say they don't have participation marks because participation is a must for master level. Participation is a must. So you don't have to give marks because it is already a must. So it is compulsory for you to participate. So, and then the problem is when you don't participate. So, but if we want to give mark to participation, we need to measure the participation. So how do we measure the participation? So back then I was the director. So I thought of doing quiz. The quiz is actually I put up a topic, put up a question. Sometimes I put up a video. So you watch the video or you read some articles of the topic, a case study, so, and then I break you into groups. In your case, you can have 2 groups or 3 groups. When you break into groups, you will discuss about the topic in the group, in your smaller group. So we will use backup rooms. And then I give you about half an hour or something. And then you come back in the larger group, in the main group, and then you will discuss among the different groups. Each group will have their representative and then will discuss about what you have brainstorm or you discuss or you debated in your smaller group. And then you tell the other groups about your quiz. This is actually sort of a presentation, but it's not really a formal presentation, but more of sharing of your idea. And then, so everybody will listen to everybody's idea, and then that's the end for that day. But you will have to submit a 1-pager of your resolution, your individual resolution. It is an individual mark. Your resolution from what we have been discussed, you have to submit 1 page, only 1 page into there is a place in open learning. I'll share you in open learning. Open learning, share this part, learning activities, continuous and final assessment. Currently, there is no specific place, but here quizzes, you upload in PDF here. So you will submit this at the end of the class. It should be on the similar to your assignment, which is on the 19th of July. Submit all the 3. So you can submit together all the 3. Quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, submit together in one document. A PDF document you upload. So 1 page, 1 page, 1 page. Expectation is 3 page. You can maximum only 2 page each quiz, meaning that you have between 3 to 6 page only. Then each quiz carries 10 marks, but it is average. So when you average out, you will get about 10 marks. Yeah, so it is a free 10 marks as long as you submit, because no idea is right, no idea is wrong. So you discuss actually. So and then after you discuss, and then you write up the resolution that you see from the discussion. You may not agree with your team member, but you can write on your own. Okay, that is the quiz. It's a free 10 marks as long as you submit. But unfortunately, there are those who do not submit. Okay, pity, because it does help actually when you are at the border. When you are at the border, 10 marks do help. So when you fall below, because you need to pass B at least for at master level. Yeah. So if you are at C minus, 10 marks can upgrade you. So it does count actually. Sometimes when you have low marks in your individual assignment, maybe you have moderate marks in your group assignment, and then you did badly in your exam, that 10 marks really counts. But unfortunately, there are people who did not submit their, they assume that they already have covered their marks, and then they did not submit. They are free 10 marks. Okay. Does that answer you, Emmanuel?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other question about the assignment, about the, okay, in the individual assignment, I given you, actually I provided you the Wix and video link to from YouTube, Wix and WordPress. You can use Wix and WordPress to develop. Actually, you create, remove the phobia on IT, get understanding of how web system looks like. Instead of just by theory, you can develop your own website, and then at the same time you can appreciate the value of website to do towards the business operations, and you understand that you don't simply develop website for the sake of developing. You develop website because there is value towards the business. Okay, any other question?
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
Like for now, government is encouraging digitalization on all the SME, but there are so many system like CRM, you have the supply chain and all business analytic. But like for a small company, for example, like a small or even micro enterprise, they only have like 10 staff. How they know which system to use, and like whether is it more beneficial to them to implement it or to stick with their traditional, more simpler and cost effective method?
Okay, that's why they need to come to my class. Okay. When you look into a system, there are different types of system. Okay, we have enterprise resource planning. Okay, for example, meant for larger organization. Maybe micro organization does not really use enterprise resource planning because you don't have much resources. Enterprise resource planning is about it's about managing resources. When you don't have resources, what do you need to manage? Because everything is centered in one person, one man show. Because I was a one man show when I started my business, I didn't do enterprise resource planning back then. But today, enterprise resource planning is cheap. You can use a what do you call it, a cloud-based enterprise resource planning if you want to. Not, it's not that, not too not as expensive as back then. There are cheaper cloud-based ERP that you can use, but whether you need it or not depend on your organization, depend on the number of your resources that you have, depend on the depend on your resources lah. But if you want to move into CRM, it is also useful for larger organization or smaller organization. Customer, you need to emphasize on customer, of course. When you are doing business, emphasis on customer does, it's actually, that is should be your goal. So you can use CRM, and then CRM, there are also cloud-based CRM, even though I think Salesforce is quite expensive cloud-based, but there are cheaper cloud-based CRM that you can make use. But you need to understand the concept of CRM so that you can identify suitable CRM system that you can use. CRM, and then SCM, supply chain management system. It depends on your business processes. Where do you need SCM? But there are also cloud-based CRM that you can. This not too expensive, and then there are systems that integrate this ERP, CRM, SCM into one system. And then there are also these systems that are not so expensive but integrate all these three available in the market. So you don't have to go towards SAP or IBM. There are smaller tools or cheaper tools or cloud-based tools that you can make use depending on your organization, depending on the type of organization, depending on what you need. Yeah, and then similarly that goes like business intelligence. There are tools for business intelligence like QLIK, click, QLIK. It sounds click. The pronunciation is click, and then some other tools that are available on the cloud. Does that answer you, Ponji?
Yes, yes. Doctor, one more question. Like for the most basic software used that I know is like they link up the invoicing with inventory and accounting software. Software that provide this solution. What is this?
Accounting system.
This called accounting system.
Yeah.
That will be probably the most basic software.
Yeah, there are two types of accounting system. One is the accrual-based accounting system. Accrual-based accounting system. If you come from accounting background, you will know what does accrual means. And then there is a cash-based accounting system. That there is a tendency that today's entrepreneurs, especially micro entrepreneurs, start using cash-based because they don't do accruals anymore. And they don't do accruals yet because they are doing small business. They do cash business, or even though they might use cashless card, but it's actually treated as cash transaction. It immediately, for example, they have an MAE QR code at their stall, and then people pay using the QR code, make payment, but there is no credit, there is no accruals, so transaction is done there, and then so it is cash-based accounting system. So there is a simple cash-based accounting system outside there, very cheap. Instead of you buy over FACT, FAC, or an expensive accrual-based accounting system. Because during my those days we have accrual-based accounting system cost a few thousands, but today a few hundred, even less than 100, you can subscribe monthly using cash-based accounting system. Yeah, simple ones. Depends on your need also. If you have a credit customers, debtors, creditors, and then you will need accrual-based accounting system. But if if you are a cash-based organization, meaning you are a micro business, you sell and buy cash, no need to have accrual accounting system.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, any other question?
Doctor,
Yes.
I want to ask about the organization that in Asia. Is it the same resistant to change?
Okay, yes, it's actually called resistance to change. We'll cover there is a topic that will cover how we make changes, and then there are resistance to changes involve organizational inertia and organizational politics also resistant to change, and as well as organizational culture. It is embedded in the organization that they have to do what they have been doing so far. So previously, historically, traditionally, this is our business. And then you ask us to do differently. No, we are not going to do differently. They stick into their traditional method. So this is called organizational inertia. Refuse to change. So because why we discuss organizational inertia in MIS? Because that is the hurdle that information technology faces when we want to implement things. So we want to introduce new system, and then we want to put RFID. And then people say, so what is RFID? They need to learn new things, and then they are used to what they have been doing, and then they have to be transferred to another department, and this causes organizational inertia. Okay. No, Rasmin, okay. Any question from you?
I actually have a question
Yes.
on the individual assignment. So we're supposed to create a new website to address the shortcomings that we have identified. So in what way in the website can we address the shortcoming? Is it some kind of like shadowing the website that of our choice?
Okay,
Like,
okay. The previous classes also raised the same question. The emphasis is on the business value. The goal is business value. Okay, from the business value, you identify the function that support the business value. So you find website that doesn't deliver the business value. So there are a lot actually. The website are being built because everybody have website, so you build website. So the boss say to the technical time, I want to the technical department, I want a website. So you develop your website. So the technical department doesn't really understand what is the business value of the organization because they have been secluded in their lab. They sit in their lab, and then this is what they think. They they look into business processes instead of business value. So they emphasize on business processes. But when you talk about website is something that you show to outside people. It's not about your business processes. It's about what other people see you. And then they just put up a website, and that website doesn't really deliver the business value. How does it deliver business value? It should have function to cater to the business value. What is the purpose of the website? To do transaction. Then if you want to do transaction, what do you need? You need to have pricing, you need to have product information, and then you need to have card, you need to have payment gateway. Okay, it's not meant to do transaction, that it is meant to do marketing. So what does it require to do marketing, product marketing? You need to have product information, you need to have images of the product, right? So then, okay, it is not meant to do marketing. So what is the role of the website then? Just to spend money? So some websites are there just to spend money. It's supposed to they're supposed to deliver some function and to provide to cater to the value of the business. Yeah, so we look at that because you will be managers. Next time when you tell people to do website and the people do say, oh, what are you doing? You're supposed to create value to the business. If it doesn't really develop value to the business, then the website is just garbage. Okay, does that answer you, Narasmin?
yes, thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Any other question? Alia, okay? Habibah? Okay, it's 12:28 now. I think we can adjourn for today, early by 15 minutes. I'll see you again on the 12th, right? On the 12th. On the 12th. A day before. Oh yeah, on the 17th. On the 17th. I'll see you again on the 17th. On the 17th of May. Okay, if there is no question, we can adjourn today.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.